question for you. It's actually a question that is bothering me for a very long time since I've heard this word. What can you define me the term peoplehood? You did not expect that.
You should start with the hard things first. You're the head of the International School for Jewish People Studies.
I was going to read you a full poem. Do we have time for a full poem?
A what?
Poem.
Full poem.
Shir.
Yeah, b'vakasha. We like that.
Okay. You folks familiar with Yehuda Amichai's The Jews? Hayudim?
But the thing of preparing to advance, so you know, it looks like we did whatever.
Is it? Really?
No.
He always carries this. I don't go anywhere without Amichai.
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking, because the book that it comes from is Patuach Sagur Patuach, and there's something depressing about the name of your association.
What?
Mavoy Satum.
Mavoy Satum.
Maybe we should. I was thinking maybe it should be Mavoy Satum Mavoy. I mean, that was my. Maybe, you know.
Thank you. I'll think about it.
That'll be positive.
The logo will change. Thank you.
And if you folks will be interested, I'll leave you this. Xerox. The Jews are like photos in a display window, all of them together, short and tall, alive and dead, brides and grooms, or mitzvah boys and babies. Some are restored from old yellowed photographs. Sometimes people come and break the windows and burn the pictures, and then they start photographing and developing all over again and displaying them again, sad and smiling. Rembrandt painted them wearing Turkish turbans with beautiful burnished gold. Chagall painted them hovering in the air, and I paint them like my father and my mother. The Jews are an eternal forest preserve, where the trees stand dense, and even the dead cannot lie down. They stand upright, leaning on the living, and you cannot tell them apart. Just that fire burns the dead faster. And what about God? God lingered like the scent of a beautiful woman who once faced them in passing, and they didn't see her face. Only her fragrance remained, kinds of perfumes. Blessed be the Creator of kinds of perfumes. The Jewish man remembers the Sukkah in his grandfather's home, and the Sukkah remembers for him the wandering in the desert that remembers the grace of youth, the tablets of the Ten Commandments, and the gold of the golden calf, and the thirst and the hunger that remember Egypt. And what about God? According to the settlement of divorce from the Garden of Eden and from the temple, God sees his children only once a year on Yom Kippur. The Jews are not a historical people, not even an archaeological people. The Jews are a geological people with rifts and collapses, and strata and fiery lava. Their history must be measured on a different scale. The Jews are buffed by suffering and polished by torments, like pebbles on the seashore. The Jews are distinguished only in their death as pebbles among other stones. When the mighty hand flings them, they skip 2 times or 3 on the surface of the water before they drown. Getting to my first answer to your question, which I would actually love to hear your response. Some time ago, this is Amichai's definition of peoplehood. Some time ago, I met a beautiful woman whose grandfather performed my circumcision long before she was born. I told her, "You don't know me, and I don't know you, but we are the Jewish people. Your dead grandfather, and I the circumcised, and you the beautiful granddaughter with golden hair. We are the Jewish people." And what about God? Once we sang, "There is no God like ours." Now we sing, "There is no God of ours." But we sing. We still sing. This is, just to wrap it up, the question you asked is a provocative question for me. I just finished writing an article that says that sort of along the line of what Amichai was talking about, and I hope we'll get into that conversation, that maybe we should move on from the task of defining what peoplehood means. I'd love to engage in that task, and I think it's crucial for our future, to this task of creating what I label as peoplehood capital, and borrowing the term social capital and connecting the two. In other words, we need to move on from talking about, which is actually an important conversation that, as my friend Arnie Eisen says, will keep us busy for a few hundreds of years, to the question of how do we get Jews connected, and how do we strengthen and build the Jewish people. Okay. See what we show.
Okay.